Do you ever look around and think, wow, the world is a crazy place, and it just seems to get crazier and crazier? Ease your mind and take a break. This is Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. We're a hub for inspirational Christian sermons, practical keys for Christian living, and Christian discussions and interviews. You'll be inspired to live the life that you were created for. Your host is a top-ranking podcaster, best-selling author, world record holder, aerospace engineer, life coach, evangelist, and founder of John Giftah International. Welcome to Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah.
But as you were saying that each of us have something different, one of the things that's unique to you is the fact that you have a sales background. I think you always mention about this, that I think that is something that added value to you. Absolutely. Even in terms of using it in the iconic worship. And I love this because, you know, when I started out, God showed me about marketing in the Bible a lot. I'm an engineer, but a lot of marketing stuff.
Absolutely. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. So, like, for example, when you think about David getting the opportunity to defeat Goliath, you know, he said, I've defeated the lion and the bear. What was that? He was saying, you know what, these are my past successes. He was marketing himself. Or when we think about the cupbearer going to the Pharaoh and telling about Joseph, he was like, you know what, he was his first client or customer. He had success with Joseph, and he goes and tells somebody else. You know, it's like word of mouth marketing. So you see, marketing or all of these things we think as worldly terms, but we can use all of that to bless people. You can use all of that in ministry. So do you ever face this thing where, you know what, this is something you can use, like even in terms of my ministry, right? My podcast, right now I took a break and I'm restarting this. But back in the day, it was the number one under Christianity in India. I don't know if you knew about it, the ranking, if you see. So that's how I was able to interview a lot of people like Stella Ramola and all of over 1,000 episodes. The reason I used to project that, even now, if you see on my Instagram, one of the things that I pinned is the podcast ranking, is not to boast. You know what I mean? Like one of the reasons I paused was, of course, there was a technical issue. But the other point was where I needed to show God that my idol, my podcast was not my idol. My rankings were not my idol. I was like, God, even if I lose everything, it's okay if I'm at peace with you. You know what I mean? Like I had to get to that place. But the reason I project that is not to boast, but rather in a marketing point of view. Like even my book becoming number one bestseller, I use it only to project, because if you say it's a bestseller, people were like, oh, let me check it out. Or, you know, something like that. So you can use it in the right way, but not for self-glorification, but so that it will draw men towards God. Now, so on a similar note, how do you draw that balance using sales, but at the same time, you're not doing it in the wrong, unethical way or something like that?
No, I truly believe when it comes to the growth aspect, only the growth aspect, not the profit aspect. But if churches and ministries are run like startup companies, we would be somewhere else today. I truly believe, you know, the growth aspects of how they use social media to grow, how they use digital ads to grow, how they prioritize few things. Like you rightly said, marketing and sales, right? I believe Jesus was the best salesman in the world. You know, one of the principles in sales is always questioning. You know, our answer, you always question. Jesus, he did that very thing. He never answered. He always questioned. The coolest thing was when the Pharisees and the Sadducees were, I think, picking a fight with them, and Jesus said, there was this man who couldn't walk. And he looked to the Pharisees and Sadducees and told, which is easier to say, get up and walk, or your sins are forgiven. Yeah. You know? So I think even in our freedom evening, 80% of our usual audience went on a long weekend. So we didn't have the audience, and we're projecting and telling 500 people are going to come, 500 people are going to come. We didn't know how many people will show up. And on freedom evening, before that, like I think 3 days before that, we went to the we went to Church Street and we held a placard which said, happy hours, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
We're holding this placard. Just come talk to us.
Mm.
And that's why all the people who had a drinking problem, drinking habit, and usual people, they came and they said, what's this about?
Mm.
And, I'm interested in this. What is happy hours? So usually it's that time where you get cheap alcohol. And
I know.
Right?
Mm.
So we're like, okay, before we tell you about that, why do you think it's called happy hours? We ask them a question, again, sales. And then they're like, it's because it's free alcohol. It's because we forgot our problems for 3-4 hours. Okay, awesome. We want to get to that. We want that answer. We're like, do you want to... So we ask the next question. Do you want to forget your problems or do you want solution to your problems?
Wow.
They're like, solution. What if I told you there's a place where you can encounter something so beautiful and you might have a solution to your problems? Would you be interested? Then you tell them about Freedom Evening.
Okay.
Then we give them a caution. Yes, we sing gospel songs and everything, but it's open to all. Anyone's free to join. Then we sell them a ticket. And these are like people of different faith.
Wow.
Who buy tickets, who are happy with what we're doing, who feel good with what they're doing. They buy the tickets, So when it comes to growth aspects, I mean, when I was CEO of the company, I had a lot of people work under me. Over there also, I didn't know coding, I didn't know designing. Over here, I don't know singing, I don't know playing an instrument. It's just about managing people. So those skills, 2 years, I understood how to work with people, how to get work done, how to make people see a vision.
Yeah.
All of those things. And those same things, thankfully, God's trained me over there. God is using me over here.
Okay. But how do you balance between following what you call as a sales strategy versus like spirit-led? Like in the sense, what I mean is sometimes being on YouTube, for example, okay, this is a constant thing that happens. Now, let's say there was this quote unquote something, like wokeness that happened in Olympics, for example, right? Like last year in 24. So if I were to use the Olympic thing, I can go viral if I use that. But at the same time, as an individual, or let's take a recent example, right? There was this pastor who, quote unquote, was caught into some sexual thing and stuff like that. So the minute anybody posted anything with that pastor's name, would get a lot of viral views. And if I could use it to get views, I could have done it easily. But then I just can't do that. But I would come to a place where like, let's pray for so-and-so, let's have this perspective. Let's have this. So, it's like a thin line between, making sure you're not just trying to be like the world, trying to use that tool just to get views, but you're making sure that you're guiding people towards the right path, even if it means it hurts your channel. Like for me as a YouTuber on YouTube, it hurts the channel because if somebody comes in, like they want to expect you to bash that pastor, they would love to watch that video. But when they realize you're saying, let's have a different perspective, they're not going to watch for long. It hurts the view. It hurts the retention.
One thing is, I would never build my success on someone else's humiliation.
Exactly.
So
we can't do
those
that.
are some principles. For example, today, for the name of getting viral, if you're sorry to say, like if you're if you can get into any nonsense today.
Yes.
A lot of nonsense. But our mission, our goal is not just to get viral, because there are a lot of people who are viral,
yes,
have no influence.
Exactly.
Who have no influence, who are not building the kingdom. So everything has to have that perfect balance. But
that's why my prayer has always been like, God, more than viral, my focus is on impact. Like whether it gets viral or not, that's secondary. But then the impact, somebody watching that, they should leave with something. Even if it's sometimes the weirdest of videos do well for me. Recently, I think I posted about there was some very weird video. Like I don't know if you checked it out. Like of me, just my body. No, what is that? As if my soul is leaving my body. Okay, it was just a weird graphic. I just posted that, and then I posted like, are you willing to meet Jesus if you died, or something like that. And it led to a lot of people asking a lot of questions. Even in my workplace, people were like, asking about life after death. There were people who sent me messages like, I'm really confused. What about this? And then I also directed them to one of the interviews I did with Pastor John Burke. He's an expert in near-death experiences. So that is what I really feel should be the focus, right? Like, not just being viral, but how can you lead them to think or transform them, leave them better? Even this conversation, that's how every aspect I wanted to make sure that, people leave, like, even if they are going to watch segments of this interview, they should learn something out of it. That's the heart behind this whole thing.
You've been listening to Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. We hope you were blessed and inspired to live the life that God has for you. Make sure to subscribe to the John Giftah YouTube channel for regular uploads of sermons, skits, interviews, and more. Follow John Giftah on Instagram for regular inspirational posts. And don't forget to check out the best-selling books written by John Giftah. Who Am I?, which will help you understand your identity, and the latest #1 bestseller, Unveil Your Purpose, helping you discover your purpose and to start walking in it. Make sure to leave a rating and review, and be sure to share it with your friends and loved ones. If you'd like to donate, you can find the PayPal link in the description. And if you'd like to invite John Giftah to speak at your event or to get more details, go to the website at www.johngiftah.com. See you on the next episode of The Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. God bless you.